Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. I just got a manicure. I feel like yellow was really calling me, so also this thing is really cool. So I don't know, I wanted to get on camera. I did try to do a live stream yesterday, and I don't know, I really want to do live streams because I feel like there's just super cool. Like, I just like people who live stream. I like watching them myself. Some of my favorite YouTubers do live streams, and I guess YouTube changed their thing where anybody can do it now, or like maybe they changed their criteria, but now I'm able to do it and I want to do it so bad. But I tried it twice. The first time it filmed sideways, and the second time the sound was completely messed up. So I'm doing a recorded video today, but I do definitely want to do live streams, so let me know if you're interested in that, and I'm gonna like schedule them so that you guys can know when I'm on and do a live stream with me, which basically, if you don't know, I would be doing a live video, and then you could be able to like comment and we can like have it back and forth and like do more like discussion stuff. Yeah, so I don't know why I find it weird that I can see myself. It's like, I know I'm there, but I don't necessarily want to. Okay, it's awkward, but okay, whatever. So yeah, basically I just got my nails done and I'm feeling jazzed, and I wanted to get on here and film again the video that I tried to film yesterday, which is another topic video. And if you guys don't know, all of the next few topics that I'm going to be doing that were supposed to be live streams, but now are just going to come in however I can get them on my damn channel, are going to be around the topic of like raising your self-esteem, and because I think it's just one of the most important concepts ever that women can learn, like literally ever. So the topic of today's video is why women tend to disown their spirituality. And the reason that I relate this to self-esteem is because at least in my own experience, I found in the moments that I've had the lowest self-esteem, and how can you even tell you have a low self-esteem? Like, what if you're like, okay, do I have a low self-esteem? Do I not? Like, how can I really tell? I feel like your external environment, the situations that you find yourself in repeatedly that maybe like make you unhappy, and just like negative patterns in your life can be an indication that you have self-esteem, especially if they revolve around the way that other people treat you. Because at the end of the day, how people treat us, we're allowing them to do so. And it all begins with like what we think of ourselves and what we think we deserve, which is like all beautifully ties in with self-esteem. So I'm doing this topic about why women disown their spirituality because I want to just bring awareness to the fact that like there are like legitimate reasons that like we kind of shy away from our spiritual side. I've been that woman, so like none of what I'm saying is going to be like from a judgmental place. It's from a place of like, girl, I feel you, I've been there, and like this is what we can do to like be better and like get back to ourselves and connect back with our intuition and stuff. I wanted the flowers to show. Anyways, y'all see it. But yeah, so basically so the reason that I feel like disowning spirituality in anyone's life, but like because I'm a woman, I'm like speaking specifically to women, and I've seen like the negative consequences that having a low self-esteem can have on your life. I myself have been in like terrible like situations that I never thought in a million years I would be in because of my self-esteem. So like I'm really passionate about this topic, and I really like have made it my new life purpose and my new life mission to really help women raise their self-esteem. So I feel like when you are not in connection with your spiritual life, when you are completely disowning of the fact that you have any semblance of a spiritual life, that you're a spiritual being, you lose contact with your intuition, which in turn like I feel like is a symptom of having a low self-esteem, and you put yourself in like a one down position when you don't have any kind of spiritual practice. It doesn't have to look any one way, which is like a really common misconception I see around like spirituality. And I just like, no matter what would like for, and I think that it works for the better of anyone's life to have like some kind of faith and some kind of like spiritual awareness. And I feel like this is one of the steps in raising your self-esteem, because I can at least say for myself that at the times that I had like the worst experiences literally of my life, did I have a spiritual life? Was I taking care of my spiritual well-being? Was I doing anything? Was I praying? Did I have faith? No. So I feel like there's a direct relationship between like how peaceful your life is and how much in tune you are with your spirituality. And it seems like, at least in my experience and like from what I see around me, that the more chaotic and the more like down life becomes from whatever negative experience you might have, everyone's different, but we all know sometimes shit hits the fan. I feel like there's definitely a relationship, and it's normally that you're not in touch with your spiritual side as well, because like everything is kind of like starting from the inside and then projecting outside. Like there's this saying how the eyes are not a camera, they're a projector. So like we externally see and we experience things because of how we're feeling internally. So like, that being said, imagine how much of a effect it can have on your life when you have a low self-esteem and when you're not taking care of yourself in that way. So yeah, that's a bit of a nutshell of what we're going to be talking about today. And also, if you haven't checked out my latest offer, my beautiful sacred service that I'm offering, that's literally coming from my heart, and I feel like it's a calling on my life now to really help women raise their self-esteem. I have a package right now out. It's called EMPRESS of ESTEEM. You could find it in the description below. It's basically a program where I'm going to literally help you solve this problem of having a low self-esteem. I have a step-by-step process. You also get 4 coaching sessions with me. You get a journaling workbook, and you're going to have lifetime access. So anytime I want to do group coaching calls and put it in there, or anything else I feel is relevant to this course, I'm going to add it, and you will be grandmothered in, meaning if I ever change the price, you will have access to it and you will not be affected. But whoever joins it after that point is going to have to pay more because the price will go up. So right now it's being offered at a really discounted rate, and as soon as I'm finished with the curriculum, right now it's kind of like still in the building phase, but the offer right now is that you can, the price that it's at right now, you can get this offer and you get immediate access to a bunch of bonus workshops as well as private coaching with me, 4 sessions. And yeah, by the end of this month, I believe the price will be going up and the course will be complete. So after that point, the price will be changing. So I definitely feel like the time is now, and I'm just really excited for the transformative work that's going to be happening inside of this program, because I really wake up every single day and I think about this. So I feel like there is like a spiritual element to the work that I'm now doing, and I can't think of anything more important to teach women than to raise their self-esteem. So I'm going to be sharing everything that I've learned in there. I'm going to give you guys practical examples of how to go about this, mentality hacks, and just things that are like literally so transformative and will change your life because it changes your self-esteem. So that's called EMPRESS of ESTEEM. That's my main offer, but I will be adding other services to my website down below. You can find that there. But back to the topic of this video, which is why I believe women disown their spirituality. So I'm always going to use myself as an example because like I'm seeing all of this stuff and I've learned all of this stuff from firsthand experience. And my main takeaway from this video is that I would just want women to reconnect with their spiritual side if they feel like they haven't, and if they feel like they're not connected with it, because it only is going to work for your better. And when you care for your spirituality, when you care for yourself, like not just as a physical person, like your hair and your nails and your looks, but like as a spiritual being, as like a spirit, as like just an essence, like a being, like when you have that level of respect for yourself, like obviously it's going to trickle into how you take care of it will take care of the physical side, but it begins with like literally just respecting like your existence. And that is basically what spirituality teaches you, because it kind of like is a discipline, and it's catering to like another side of life, which is the more important side of life, honestly, in my opinion. So I feel like women tend to disown their spirituality because of the stigma around it. And in my personal experience, like I remember I come from like a Christian background, and I remember like just telling people that I was Christian, and like literally I remember at one point in my like high school life, I was like really just going through this whole emo phase of like, I was just really emo in high school, and I still low-key am, but like in high school specifically, I was like going through this phase where I was like really trying to figure out who I was as an artist, right? And I like went through a phase where I wanted to just quit music because I was just really upset with like the music industry, and I had like so many like just things that I disagreed with about how it works, and just like feeling like I couldn't connect to the industry as a whole, therefore I couldn't grow as an artist. And like it was a whole thing, like I made a whole thing. And I remember making this post on Instagram, and I just basically like, you know what guys, I love writing, like that's my profession, and it's also just like what I love to do. I write music, I write a bunch of things, and I wrote out like 3 pages and I posted it on my Instagram. And literally, like, even my closest friends, I remember texting my phone and like basically like as if it was an argument that I had posted for people to like reply to and like disagree with me, is what the response that I got, as if they were arguing back with why I was wrong, when in reality I was just stating my beliefs. So I feel like the reason that women, and it was like close friends too, which was like also very hurtful. Anyways, eventually I got over that. But I feel like part of the reason that women disown their spirituality is because of the stigma that might exist around like certain religions, around what that religion represents. Like I know Christianity isn't the only one that faces, you know, people stereotyping what a Christian is. And, you know, like the Muslim community has definitely faced that. Like different religions come with like different people who stereotype them in different ways. So I feel like that's part of the reason that women disown their spirituality, because they basically don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to be shamed for what they believe in. They don't want to be categorized in these things that are not really what the religion represents, but might be how certain people, like, you know, like it's not like this. The main thing that I learned is that there's not one, like spirituality does not look the same for everybody. Like everybody's spiritual journey is different, and that's like the most beautiful thing. But there are like underlying things behind even major religions and around like spirituality and spiritual practices and embodiments that kind of all tie together if you really think about it and try to like relate them all. So I feel like, that being said, there's no correct way to be spiritual. There's no one way that spirituality has to look. You don't have to be perfect to have a spiritual life. You know, like you don't have to be perfect to try and connect with God. You don't have to be perfect to like believe that like the universe can provide good things for you. And like I'm gonna use, just going forward, just so you guys know, I'm gonna use universe and God and like angels and stuff all interchangeably, because, well, not God and angels, but like at least God and the universe I'm gonna use interchangeably, because I feel like when I hear people, at least for me, talk about their spiritual beliefs, like they'll be really hesitant to say like they believe in God, but they'll be more open to saying that they believe in the universe, which I think is like, I have no judgment against anybody's spiritual beliefs at all, but this is just something to consider, that sometimes we let words kind of like get in the way. Like we put too much importance on what words mean. So like if somebody feels more comfortable hearing the word universe, and in essence they're describing what God is, and they're just using universe as a substitute for God, but they're still describing the same thing, like that's what matters, is that they've developed some kind of faith. That's like the main takeaway. And also I heard one time, I'm not even going to try to explain that concept because I'm definitely not going to get it right, but just like understand that anytime you stereotype any like concept or think that it has to look one way, like there's so much of the meaning and like the significance of it being taken away, because most things can't be put into a box, and especially like spirituality. Like how can you like literally just be like, this is the right thing to do? Like it varies for people, but the main thing is that you have some kind of spiritual life, you have something that you believe in, that you can surrender to, that you have some practice. Like for example, I have my yoga mat out because I feel like yoga, meditation, and just having it there, like even if I'm just working, like sometimes taking a break, doing a little stretch, lighting a candle. Like I have my little candles that I really like, but it's like little things like this just remind me to like to come back into myself, come back into my body, and remind myself that I am like a spiritual person. And just, it's like little things that you can do every day that can connect you with that. So I think there is like some element of like danger when women disown their spirituality for whatever reason it may be, because like I said, it disconnects you from your intuition, and like life is a lot more dreadful when you have like nothing to believe in, you know. So, you know, that's that. But like it definitely helps to like have faith and like learn how to surrender, and like learn what it is that you do personally that's going to center you again, and that in essence is what spirituality is. So yeah, I just noticed that can be a really big trope and a really big theme that really hinders women's self-esteem, is when they don't have any kind of spiritual life at all, because then they'll place all of their like perceptions and ideas and like how they should navigate the world off of what they're seeing, when in reality the world is like way more than what we see. Not to get too like deep, but like it's what I've come to know as true. So I did write my little notes yesterday thinking that I was gonna like stick to everything, but that's the essence of what I'm basically saying. And I feel like women at times they're trained to like, will grow up believing certain things, and then it's like we end up disowning our spirituality or our background even sometimes, or even our culture and what the culture teaches us, because of the things that we're seeing every single day that literally go against that. So like, for example, sex before marriage is a big thing, right? A lot of religions have that in common. And whether or not you believe in that, I'm not saying that's the path for everybody, but there is something to be said for the fact that some women who have periods of celibacy report being happier. So it's like, there is truth to a lot of like spiritual beliefs and spiritual practices that have been around for like literally ages. And like in ways we are conditioned to like stop believing in those things, because all around us we don't see people doing that, you know, like and it's like, for example, if you're somebody who has a family from a different background, or from a different country, you can probably really relate to, you know, going to your country and then coming here and seeing the difference in the culture. Like you know, like that's just a really easy example that you can really like put it into perspective, how like kind of sometimes our culture can lead us, like the social culture I mean, can lead us to disowning some aspects of ourselves and things that we know to be true. But the facts are that we have to reconnect with like who we really are and what really feels good. And it's a process, but like it's really important to like get around to learning it, because like you have to be centered in yourself, and you have to be well watered and like taking care of yourself before you can make any impact on anyone's, like before you can make any kind of impact on the planet, first of all, let alone the collective consciousness, let alone like just being a good I don't want to use the word influence, but like being a good energy essence person to be around. Like you want to have, like, relationships are like the essence of life, right? Like relationships elevate your life when they're good, and you want to be the best energy that you can be for the people around you. Like there's a quote by Mother Teresa that's like, if you want to change the world, go home and, you know, take care of your family, something like that. And it's like, it's the truth, because the more centered we are and the more that we take care of ourselves, that's the real impact. Like in that way, I almost made a video about this at one point, but I don't think I did. Everybody's an influencer, because we're all influencing each other all the time, and like change happens like little by little. So like if you're somebody who has like felt really disconnected from your spiritual life, from your spirituality, is confused about what to believe in, I feel like this video is for you. And I just want to say, like, don't stop, don't give up. Find even a little something you can do that will reconnect you with yourself, whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation, whether it's doing your affirmations, whether it's going back to the religion that you grew up with, or incorporating some of the ideals, or just praying here and there when you used to never pray at all. Like just doing little things to reconnect you with your spirituality will make an impact on your life to like the nth degree, because it reminds you that there's like, you're never alone. Like God is always with you. You're never alone. You are always supported by God. You're always supported by the universe, and you will always be divinely guided, because that's the story of my life, and that's the story of the lives that I see of many people around me. So many things can take you away from your spiritual journey, many things can distract you, but the option is always there, as long as you're alive, to go back to it and to get back to what will really bring that peace that you cannot find anywhere else. You could try some things temporarily, but it really elevates your life the more that you have your own spiritual like that, the more that you cater to like your spiritual life. So yeah, 1 second. But if you guys like this video, definitely leave me a like, leave me a comment. And if you like topics like this, then you might be a good candidate for my course, Empress of Esteem, because these concepts in my mind are all related to raising your self-esteem. And also, the more, another point I want to make is that the more in touch you are with your spirituality, the more in touch you are with your intuition, which can literally save your life. Like, the importance. And another note about intuition is that the more that you follow your, okay, how do I even say this? The more that you follow your intuition, the louder it becomes and the more easy it is to follow. So like, for example, the more you ignore your intuition, the less you're going to be able to hear that voice that is your intuition, which is like your, what they call like your internal GPS, that basically that nudge that tells you like, go this way, don't go that way. And you know like how things happen in a blink of an eye. So that feeling is really, really important and vital for women to have and to be in connection to. And like engaging with your spiritual self and your spiritual life and surrendering to a higher power is like, I feel, the sister to getting in touch with your intuition again, if you feel like you haven't had it. And I've been that woman as well who's been extremely out of touch with her intuition, and it's put me in a lot of messed up situations. This is like the motivation behind me sharing these messages, because I feel like they can literally transform your life if you incorporate them. So and the main, how do I even describe? Some of these things are hard to describe because they really are like spiritual beliefs and just like things that I've learned and things that have helped me with my spiritual growth. But I feel like women disown their spirituality, tend to disown their spirituality even if they're unaware of it, because they want to fit in, because fitting in feels safe. Like, it feels comfortable to just go along with what everybody else is doing. You don't want to stand out, you don't want to be seen. Like, that's one of the main reasons behind why women disown their spirituality. But the less you cater to your spirituality and the less you're really taking that time to like connect with your inner self and do that like inner work on yourself, the less that you're praying for guidance, and the more that you let go of that aspect of your life, the farther and farther away you get from your purpose. And this is something that I'm just learning, like literally this year. Like, I'm learning my lessons as I go along, and I'm just gonna come on here and share them. But that is just like one really powerful and insane truth that I've come to know. And like, your purpose, and no, you don't have to know what it is. Like, it will literally be shown to you. So like, for example, my purpose has been kind of, even though like I kind of thought I knew what I wanted to do at certain points, like I wanted to be an artist, I wanted to do this, like the kind of feeling I have now, where I feel like on fire to like share certain things now, and kind of like putting a little, like, it's like all coming together slowly. And like I shared in the beginning of this video, it's to help women raise their self-esteem. Like, that's basically like my purpose, because I was that woman who had a low self-esteem and like literally had like near-death experiences because of it. I'll do some story times. I'm good now, guys, don't worry about me. And it all happened for the better, because now I get to share this stuff with you guys. But like, literally, the less connected you are with yourself spiritually, the more you're taken away from your purpose. So like, I've worked with therapists, I've worked with life coaches that have really like turned my life around. And what's funny is that the women that have helped me in my life the most also have like these crazy stories, and they learn from those really hard lessons that life taught them. But by like redirecting their energy and listening to their spirit again and reconnecting with their soul, basically, they found their purpose, which was to help other women, which in turn helped me, which in turn helped thousands of others. So it's like, your purpose is so important, and it's so impactful, and it's different. It's not the same for everyone. I'm just sharing my experience, but like how important it is to connect with yourself spiritually, like, is that you can find your purpose faster. So I hope I explained that right. That's kind of like just a large truth that I've come to know. And yeah, my main message is that there are solid reasons women disown their spirituality. I've been there. But chances are, if this is you, you can be exhibiting signs of low self-esteem, and this could be attributing to maybe negative experiences that you're having in your life, or just lack of growth at the very least. So having a spiritual life is key, and it's important to cultivate that because it centers you and it brings you back to yourself, and you can only really live life to the fullest and enjoy it to the fullest capacity when you're doing yourself this service. So like your spiritual journey, these are like also the main things I want you to understand from this video, is that because I don't want your perception of what you think spirituality has to look like, or like I don't want that to stop you from still pursuing it. So I just want to affirm again that your spiritual journey is unique. It does not have to look like what you might think. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. It's literally unique to you. And the thing is, the beautiful, beautiful thing is that when you make that decision to reconnect with yourself spiritually, literally, I'm saying this from the bottom of my heart to you, is that as soon as you decide to open your heart and ask God to show you things, and just be like, you know, like I don't even if you're not a non-believer or something, or whatever your case may be, everybody's really unique, but the minute you decide to open your heart to the possibility of a spiritual life, the possibility of believing in the universe, a possibility of a higher power, I swear, like the way that things just happen, and it's like you get like guided and like shown. That's like the power of spirituality and the power of having a relationship with the universe, a relationship with God. So just understand and please know that it doesn't have to look like what you think. It's special, tailored to you, and you do not have to be perfect. Like that's actually like the biggest lie. I feel like many people get kind of intimidated by like the concept of like believing in God, because they feel like, oh, he's gonna punish me and like this and that. But it's like, actually, the more imperfect you are, it's so ironic, because it's like the more imperfect you are, the more you can be transformed and you can be changed, and your life can be used as an example to impact others. And it's like this really beautiful full circle thing. So you do not have to be perfect, and it's never too late to move into a higher consciousness. So like I said, a lot of these words kind of get like thrown around, and maybe people kind of have misperceptions around like what they might mean. But I totally like love reading about like different like spiritual concepts and stuff. But I kind of equated this lately, and let me know what your thoughts are. But I feel like this is really true, that the higher in consciousness levels you go, that's because you're like getting closer to God, basically, because God is the highest consciousness that there is. So if you're really into like the whole getting your vibe higher and like raising your vibration and getting into higher consciousness, like through whatever practices you might already be doing, just know that the reason that it feels so good and you have these moments of like bliss when you're in that high vibe state is because you're closer to like the highest consciousness that there is, which is God. So it's never too late to begin your journey with that, at the very least. Begin raising your vibe so that you can be, you know, where you're really meant to be, which is enjoying this life that you've been given, you know? So yeah, all of that to say, I totally understand the journey of the woman who has disowned her spirituality and who is feeling really disconnected from her spiritual self, because I've been there, and real things happen that make us lose our faith, and that's completely normal. But in the interest of like the well-being of anybody watching this, especially any woman watching this, I have to say, like, you need, like, having a spiritual life and reconnecting with your spirituality in any way that you see fit, just starting that journey again, will only help you and will not harm you. And like, it's very, very important, especially when it comes to raising your self-esteem. So that's a bit of like my spiritual growth kind of journey as well. I don't know if I guess that could be, I guess this video could be considered that. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna title it. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a like. I'm gonna be just like sharing a bunch of things that I've learned, and definitely check out Empress of Esteem, my signature course in raising your self-esteem. It will not be at this price for long. It's going to be going up soon, and I'm just, like I said, extremely excited for the transformation that's going to be taking place in there. By the end of this course, I promise you that we will have done a lot of inner work where you can get back in touch with yourself, first of all, and also raise your self-esteem, and in turn, like, just have a better life experience. And just a disclaimer, I am not a therapist or anything. I'm considering this is like a mentorship program, and just like a life coaching program. So there's this saying that and also just another disclaimer, anyways, there's this saying that like therapists will get you to the race, and life coaches and mentors will help you finish first. So like, I'm just attesting to the fact that like the combination of therapy, because if you have real trauma, therapy is your best option, and mentoring and life coaching combined totally transformed me as a person from the inside out. And like, really, I wouldn't have even known if I didn't take place with it firsthand, but like the effect that like certain mentality shifts have, like some things are just mentality things. So like, I underestimated how much just changing certain things about my mentality and my everyday thinking would impact my life. And I want to share that with you now. So Empress of Esteem out now, pre-enrollment period. It ends this month, so definitely let me know. Or sign up in the link below if you're interested. And I will see you in the next video. Hopefully I can figure out how the heck to live stream, because I swear, like, I don't understand why every time I live stream something goes wrong. But besos, my name is Renee. Do you like my nails? Bye.